gets a call saying that their 17-year-old son is missing and they think that his ex-girlfriend kidnapped him. Hi everybody, my name is Kaylee and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay everybody, happy Saturday. Guys, this is the third Saturday in a row. I mean, I'm not actually filming this on a Saturday, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of proud of myself. I've been filming a ton of videos lately because my friend is coming down here from Pittsburgh for spring break, and I want to make sure that we don't have a repeat of last year where I just didn't post for 2 months because I couldn't balance a social life and work. But now, the balance is here. I'm doing it. I'm so proud of myself. Can we just like give a round of applause, please? Thank you. But before you guys, I know most of you probably just skipped to the story time, but please just wait a second. I'm gonna keep repeating this in the next few videos most likely. But if you guys have story times, please go down below in the description and send them in. I have a video on how to do it and I have a link for you to send it in. Longer story times will go on YouTube, shorter ones will most likely be on TikTok. But please, 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 if you have a long story time and you feel comfortable enough to send it in, okay? Because I know a lot of you will say like, oh, I'm sorry this was so long. Do not apologize. Write your fucking heart out. Write every detail. I want to know what color this shirt was and everything, okay? Like, tell me her dog's name. I don't care. Also, another thing, if you guys have Instagram, I'm gonna start doing this thing where I'm going to start posting the titles of story times, and I'm gonna start doing polls and asking you guys which story time you would want to see on that upcoming Saturday. So I don't know, I'll post like, oh, do you guys want to see high school horror story or she stole my boyfriend story? And then you guys will vote. So if you guys do want to be a part of that, make sure to go to my Instagram. I will have it linked down below in the comments, and also I will put it right here for you guys. It's KAYLIEELEASS. But other than that, I don't think I have any updates for you guys. So I'm going to bring you guys up close. There we go. I haven't straightened my hair in what feels like so long. Like, I did it a few videos ago, but I'll go through these phases where like I hate my hair straight and then I love it straight. And I think I might be in a hair straightening phase. I don't know. Like, I like my hair whenever it's curled, but just like when it's straight, it's just like, I feel like that bitch. Okay, so for any of those who might be new here, I'm going to do my quick usual little rundown. For most of the video, I will be looking in this direction because my mirror's over here and I would like to see what I'm doing. I do tell these story times in a first person point of view, so if you don't like that, then you can leave.
There's the door. There's the door, bitch!
And these story times are sent in by anonymous people. Okay, y'all, this is a crazy one. So grab that basket of laundry that you have been avoiding, okay? Go over to the sink with the dishes that need to be done because they're overflowing, or go get that homework out because this one is a crazy ass story. Okay, like get the popcorn ready, folks. Okay, so story time about how my boyfriend's ex-girlfriend literally kidnapped him. Yeah, I told you guys this one was gonna be interesting. Okay, so follow along. Okay. So a little background information. I was 16 and a junior in high school, but per usual, we are going to rewind and we're gonna go back to whenever I was in 8th grade. So I had went to school with this guy named Tyler and this girl named Kyra, and we were all in the same math class. But we weren't in the same friend group, so I really didn't know too much about them. But I could definitely tell that they were best friends because they hung out 24/7. They were always talking to each other. I mean, actually, okay, that's half a lie, because I did know who Tyler was because he was extremely good at football, so he was like low-key popular. So fast forward to my freshman year in high school. I guess that Kyra and Tyler had started dating the beginning of the summer before our freshman year. And as I said, Tyler was super good at football, so he made varsity his freshman year. And because of this, Kyra tried out for cheer. Obviously, you know, she wanted it to be the stereotypical high school football player and cheerleader duo relationship shit. She didn't make it, which I don't want to sound like a hater, but haha. No, but tryouts were whenever we all found out that her and him were dating because that's all she would ever talk about. I mean, trust me, I'm really not trying to be like a hater right now, but like, I get it. You're excited that you're in a new relationship. But when I tell you she would never shut the up about it, you could be talking about how you're diagnosed with cancer, and then somehow she'll find a way to relate it to her and Tyler's relationship. Like, oh my god, yeah, my dog was hit by a car yesterday. Oh my god, really? Tyler drives a car.
Wow, that's good. That's real good, and honestly, I'm gonna block you.
Like, what the fuck? I know everybody knows somebody like that, okay? And if you don't, good for you. No, but seriously, she would post about him 24/7. And the one day I'm sitting at lunch with my friends, and our table was like 2 tables away from hers, but we could still hear her interrupting her friends having a conversation just to be like, OMG guys, you guys will never guess what Tyler bought me. Oh my god guys, you will never guess where Tyler took me on a date. And if anybody would get like off topic from her relationship, she would have to intervene immediately to remind everybody that they're dating, just in case they forgot within those 5 seconds that they weren't talking about it. And then the one day at lunch again, we hear her say, Tyler loves me guys, I know it. And everybody's just jealous of our relationship and how much him and I love each other. And one of her friends was like, did he tell you that he loves you? Like, I think she was really just fed up with the constant talk about Tyler. And then Kyra goes, by the way, if I say Kira, I mean Kyra. I just like have been getting confused with the name. So Kira and Kyra, same people. Okay. No, but her friend was like, oh, did he tell you that he loves you? And she's like, no, not yet. But I can just feel it, you know? No, we don't know. You know what a red flag for me should have been? My ex and I were talking about how, you know, when we found out that we loved each other. Do y'all want to know what this motherfucker said to me? And let me tell y'all something. We were in a relationship for like 5 years, 6 years. I was was like, oh yeah, I figured out that I loved you whenever this happened. And he was like, yeah, I didn't figure out that I loved you until 2 years into our relationship. Excuse me? Yeah, that was definitely one of the most probably embarrassing things ever. And it wasn't even like he was just saying that to be a dick. Like, no, he really meant it. Like, we're talking about the man who would fake cry to make me feel bad for him. And then whenever I would be like, stop with the fucking crocodile tears, he would be like, he would start laughing. Traumatic as fuck. But we're not talking about my past. Let's get back to the fucking story. Okay. So yeah, my friend and I are dying of laughter after she's like saying, everybody's so jealous of Tyler and I because of this, that, and the next, because he loves me so much. Like, girl, he didn't even fucking tell you that he loves you. Like, sit down. First of all, and second of all, we are in our freshman year in high school. Take a chill pill and relax. Okay. But it gets better. Okay, so fast forward to like the end of freshman year. I guess that one of Kyra's friends had gotten really fed up with the way that Kyra was treating her. So she ends up taking screenshots of a group chat that their friend group has. And she more specifically took screenshots of things that Kyra was saying in the group chat. And there were screenshots of her saying that Tyler took her virginity and they did it at his house. Which honestly, I didn't even really think that that was that bad, to be honest. But her friend posted them on her private story, which literally was not so private because it had almost everybody in our freshman class except for Kyra. But I mean, this did end up being a huge scandal, especially to the freshman class, because the football player, the really good football player who was super popular, just had sex with his girlfriend. So obviously everybody is screenshotting this off of her story, and then they're posting it onto their stories. And a lot of the upperclassmen as well are hearing about this because since Tyler was popular and on the football team, he was friends with a lot of upperclassmen as well. So in about 2 to 3 days, 50 to 80% of the school thought that Kyra and Tyler had sex with each other. Notice how I said thought, okay? Well, whenever Tyler saw this, he was fucking pissed. Literally, like, this kid was not happy about this shit at all. Anytime that anybody would ask him about it, he would be like, what the hell are you talking about? That never happened. And, you know, I don't even know how it took him so long to find out, to be honest, but he didn't find out until one of his friends showed him screenshots. But yeah, whenever he saw these screenshots, he was not happy and he flipped the fuck out on Kyra.
Okay, you keep running you keep putting my business out there. You keep putting my business out there.
Which in all honesty is a huge surprise because like when you think about it, guys get praised for sexual intercourse, okay? And he was getting praised for this, but like that did not matter in his book. He was pissed. Obviously, I wasn't there whenever he flipped out on her, but from what I did hear, he called her, and when he confronted her about it, she denied everything. She was like, that's all fake. He goes and he's like, why are you lying? I literally saw the screenshots. Yeah, after that, she hung up the phone on him and blocked him on everything. And then right after that, she starts texting the group chat, flipping out on everybody, trying to figure out who sent these screenshots around. Obviously, nobody's telling her who sent them, but wait, there's more. More screenshots get leaked of Kyra talking shit on Tyler's older sister. Not even just his older sister, like his whole fucking family. There were even screenshots of her making fun of his dead grandma, who Tyler was extremely close with. I'm not gonna lie, how are you gonna sit there and say that you love somebody and then make fun of something or somebody who means a lot to them? Yeah, so Tyler ended up telling his older sister about this, and his older sister was ready to beat some ass because she had a plan to jump Kyra. I don't know whatever happened with that situation, but whenever that stuff got leaked, that was the last straw for Tyler. And since he was blocked on everything, he literally could not tell her that he was breaking up with her. So then he makes a post with all the screenshots that everybody had sent him. And in the caption, he called her a horrible person, saying that she's fucked up in the head, which I completely agree with. And then he calls her like a ton of names. And then in the end of the thing, he put in all caps, "We are fucking done." And then he blocked her on everything as well. And that was the end of that relationship. So, you know, during the summer, you would have thought that everybody would have taken this time to kind of cool down from that whole situation, because that happened like right at the end of freshman year. But no, Kyra was posting all summer about how she was so happy that her and Tyler are done, finally. She wasn't going to be tied down anymore, and she was going to be able to do whatever she wanted, blah, 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 blah. Now, obviously, we all know whenever somebody is constantly posting about a situation, that most likely means that they are not over that situation at all. And it was bad. Like, she was even saying shit like, oh, since Tyler called me a slut, I might as well act like one. And then she's posting shit about sleeping with a bunch of seniors. Like, this girl gave no fuck about her reputation whatsoever. Also, everybody thought that she was lying about sleeping with the seniors and stuff like that, because this girl would lie through her teeth any day of the week about anything. But yeah, she was just trying extremely hard to get Tyler's attention, but he really did not give a fuck. He was living his best life, to be honest. And he wasn't posting about any of it either. Like, I guess that he had slept with 2 senior girls, and when Kyra found out, she went psycho. Like, sis was blowing up his fucking phone. She was calling his friends nonstop. And when nobody answered, she literally showed up to his fucking house. And if you think that's bad, she'd also started making death threats towards him. It got so bad to the point where Tyler had to have his parents get involved. And you guys know that nobody likes to get their parents involved with stuff, you know, it's embarrassing. Like, oh, you have to run to mommy and daddy, da 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 da. Like, no, he did not care. He was literally like scared for his fucking life, and I don't blame him. This bitch was a fucking psycho. Like, she was saying things like, oh, I'm gonna burn down your house with you and your entire family in it, or I'm gonna kill you and your family while you guys sleep.
She need a lot of psychological evaluations.
But yeah, like I said, he eventually got his parents involved, and that's whenever they decided to take legal action. But if I'm being honest, there wasn't too much they could do, so they just settled for getting a restraining order against her, which in my opinion was useless, because whenever sophomore year started, they had gotten put into the same history class. But since there was a restraining order, the teacher put them on opposite sides of the classroom.
Oh, hell no.
Well, I was in the same history class as both of them, and him and I got paired up to be partners. And at the end of class, he asked me for my Snapchat, and I gave it to him. And that was the start of Tyler and I. And we were really moving fast. Nothing too crazy. I know what y'all are thinking about. Not in that way, but I just mean that we caught feelings for each other really quickly, because after only 2 months of us talking, we started dating. So after 2 months of him and I talking, he asks me to be his girlfriend. So, you know, him and I, we start dating, and everybody was talking about this since he was pretty popular. And surprisingly, a lot of people were actually happy about this. Like, honestly, it was kind of crazy because I was not popular at all. Like, not in the slightest. I was actually more known for being the nice cheerleader. But when him and I started dating, I kid you not, I had people that I had no idea who they were DMing me on Instagram telling me that him and I are such a better couple than him and Kyra were, and that I'm so much better for him. And even Kyra's friends were telling me this. So everything was perfect. But as we also know, nothing good lasts forever. And that was 1000% true in this case. Because Kyra found out that him and I had started dating, right? To be honest, I don't know how it took her so long to figure out that him and I were dating. Like, maybe she had known, or it just didn't register that it was serious until like a month after. You know, maybe she thought, oh, like, this is just gonna be a little fling, you know, they're not serious, it's not that big of a deal. I don't know. But all I do know is that when she did find out, she was fucking pissed. Now, she didn't go psychotic and threaten to kill us yet. No, instead this sociopathic bitch told everybody that she was okay that Tyler was in a new relationship, and she even made a post saying that she was happy that Tyler had moved on from her. I mean, even though he was already moved on from her, but okay. And then she says that she hopes that I'm everything he's ever wanted and needed in his life. Like, girlie even apologized for acting like a fucking psycho, which neither of us were expecting. It was crazy to say the least. But you want to know what was actually crazier? The fact that Tyler and I believed her. Like, we both wanted to believe that her being a psycho was just a phase, and, you know, she's changed for the better. Well, fast forward a few weeks after that, I get a friend request on Snapchat from Kyra. And at this point in my head, I'm like, okay, we're cool. We squashed all the beef, you know, what's the harm? And surprisingly, her and I had actually started talking and getting close with one another. Like, at first we would talk about random stuff like history and homework or life in general. And at this point, I felt good enough to tell Tyler that, like, she's actually changed and become a better person. And, you know, he just needs to hear her out so that way she can apologize to him, because he wasn't really too accepting of her first apology. But, you know, he unblocks her and she apologizes. They go on good terms again.
I want to apologize to all of you for what I did. It was very wrong and I am very sorry. I hope this apology impresses you, even though my grandmother made me do it and I don't really mean it.
And then the one day she starts telling me about this boy that she likes. She starts confiding in me for advice on how to go about things with him. And because her and I were becoming such close friends, I didn't mind this. I wanted her to find somebody and be happy. Well, fast forward, the one day Tyler texts me and he sends me screenshots of messages that Kyra had sent him. And he's like, what the fuck is this? And I'm so caught off guard. I look at them and she sent him a screenshot of made up messages that were supposed to look like it was between her and I, with me, quote, talking shit on Tyler and I's relationship. What an evil, conniving bitch. And I'm sitting here like, I never told this girl I don't even talk about Tyler and I's relationship with her because I'm not comfortable doing that. So as I'm about to tell him that this whole, like, that all that shit is made up, Kyra calls me and I'm about to go off on this bitch, but she calls me and she's sobbing and like bawling her eyes out, telling me that the guy that she was talking to rejected her. Okay. And apparently it's because of what happened last year with Tyler. And then she's like crying, telling me about all of her insecurities. And she's like, I just want a relationship like yours and Tyler's. Blah, 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 blah. You guys are perfect. Da, da, da. I don't understand why nobody wants me. Like, girl, you really don't know why nobody wants you? Be so fucking for real. Do not be blaming it on the other people. Okay, okay. Like, this girl really just called me to cry and distract me from the fact that she just tried to break my boyfriend and I up.
Hey, that's pretty good.
So I kid you not, I got stuck on a 4-hour fucking phone call with this girl. And at this point, now Tyler is blowing my fucking phone up. He actually ended up driving to my house. And as soon as he got there, she got her ass off the fucking phone. She was not about to be caught up. Sis said, not today. Not today. So then as soon as we get in my room, he's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are you not answering my phone calls? What are these screenshots that she's sending me? And I lost it. I started breaking down, bawling my fucking eyes out because I was so overwhelmed from the whole situation. And when I tell y'all I'm a very nice girl, I am the type of person who is okay with giving people second chances because I want to believe that people can actually change and I want to see the best in them.
I need somebody to help me not have a big heart because my heart is so big.
So this whole thing was just a lot for me to deal with in general. Like, I've never had a boyfriend before, let alone a boyfriend with a psycho ex-girlfriend. So yeah, I was just drained from it all. Well, once I broke down, he came over, he hugged me, and you know, he promises to be more supportive and be there for me more. And after that, I told him everything that Kyra and I had talked about, and he decides to make the executive decision that both of us just need to block her on everything at this point. And I agreed because I was done with this whole situation. I didn't need the drama or stress in my life, period. So all this happened on a Friday night, and fast forward to Monday, I get to school, and as I'm walking over to my locker, guess who I see standing by my locker waiting there for me? Like, girl, get the hint. Please. Like, you would have thought that she would have kind of gotten the message whenever she found out that Tyler and I blocked her on everything again and she couldn't get in contact with either one of us. But no. Instead, she's like, why haven't you been responding to me all weekend? Why did you block me? And then she starts to fucking guilt trip me. She tried saying that I wasn't there for her whenever she needed me, this, that, and the next. And at that point, I had had a fucking enough. Like, it takes a lot to push me to this point, but I literally yelled at her. And I was like, yeah, I did block you. So fucking what? You lied to my boyfriend and told him that I was talking shit on him and a bunch of other things. You even went as far as to make up messages between you and I, making it look like I was saying these things. If I'm being honest, you're literally fucking crazy and you got some screws loose. And clearly you're still not over Tyler. And to be honest, you look desperate as fuck, stalking the both of us. Leave us the fuck alone, please and thank you. And that shut her up real quick. And everybody was staring at both of us at this point and they were in shock. But everybody knew that it had to be Kyra's fault because, like I said, it takes a lot to get me to that point and I've never ever in my life acted like that once. Also, everybody knew that she was stalking Tyler again because there was no shame in this girl's game. She had no problem telling anybody. So after I guess I publicly humiliated her, she left Tyler and I alone for the rest of that year. And I was fucking happy. Like, thank God. Thank you. Thank you, God. Please. Thank you. So fast forward to about halfway through our junior year. Tyler and I are still dating and nobody's seen Kyra anywhere. Honestly, we thought that Kyra ended up switching schools because she had deleted her social media and she wasn't anywhere to be seen the first half of the year. And in all honesty, I was ecstatic because now Tyler and I could finally do our own thing without having to worry about this crazy bitch. But then,
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yep, she shows up to school and she is out for blood. And honestly, she looked really fucking good. Like, you could definitely tell that she'd been going to the gym because her body looked amazing. She completely changed her style and she dyed her hair blonde. But then I realized, this bitch looks like me. Literally copied my whole style and everything. Well, when she first came back, everybody thought that she was this new girl, but as soon as they all find out that it was Kyra, everybody went back to ignoring her. Like, it does not matter how hot you are, babe. Everybody still knows that you're a fucking psycho. Literally. Also, everybody thought that she was even more weird than they thought she was before because she looked exactly like me. Just like the Walmart version. I'm the original bitch. So obviously Tyler and I, we go on with our lives, you know, we're still ignoring this girl. But that struck a nerve in her because then she tries to get Tyler thrown in jail. I know you guys are thinking, how the fuck did she manage to try and do that? Well, let me fucking tell you. She made a new Snapchat account that she wasn't blocked on, and she started sending him nudes. Obviously, at first, he couldn't tell who the fuck this was, but then we figured out that it was Kyra. So, you know, then he blocks the account, but every single fucking day there was a new one popping up. Literally every day. I wish I was joking. This girl really did not give two fucks. Nope. Well, I guess what she was trying to do was she was trying to get Tyler to screenshot the nudes, and when he did, well, if he did, she was going to try to get him arrested for having CP.
You better wear your bulletproof vest all day. Oh, motherfucker! Yeah.
And we didn't even know how to get her in trouble for this, because like if he screenshotted it, then she was gonna go and tell somebody. If we had somebody else take a picture of it and then, like, you know, we told them, we would get them involved, and we don't want to get anybody else dragged into this fucking bullshit, because then everybody's going to fucking jail for CP.
Wait, who? Who?
Well, eventually on Instagram, he made his account private, so they stopped on there. But the Snapchat was never ending. Never ending. And while that's all happening to him, I'm casually getting death threats every single fucking day.
Hey, stop the violence.
From accounts that she would make and I would block, and she would make and I would block and I would block. And she would make. Not only that, she's going around trying to spread a bunch of rumors about me. Thank God everybody knew the type of person I was, and most people didn't believe them. You know, the only people who did believe them were the ones that hated me and wanted to believe that I was like an awful fucking person and I could do shit that she was saying that I was doing. But whenever that didn't work, I don't know what she thought this was gonna do. Like, girl, I don't know. But whenever this didn't work, homegirl still wasn't giving up. So now she threatened to beat my ass.
Go home and get the gun. Go home. Run.
Everybody was warning me about this. So that's whenever Tyler decided that he was gonna start coming everywhere with me. Like when I would go to the bathroom, he would come with me and stand outside the bathroom. He would walk me to every single one of my classes. Well, fast forward a few weeks later, nothing had happened, and I thought that I was in the clear, so I thought that he was really just being so overdramatic at this point. Like, I kept telling him that he didn't have to do that anymore, but he kept on insisting that I should not be alone at any times, and thank God he did, because the one day we're at lunch, we're outside standing in a circle talking and laughing with our friends, and Tyler was hugging me from behind while we were standing there.
He don't got a clue in the fucking world.
And then all of a sudden, one of my friends, Cecilia, yells, she's like, "Watch out." Next thing I know, Tyler is fighting off Kyra, who's screaming at me, "I'm gonna kill you, bitch.
Run, bitch! Run!"
And all this happened in the blink of an eye. So before I can even react, she bites Tyler. Yes, literally bites him, and then she runs at me and jumps on me, and the next thing I know, I fall to the ground and smack my head off of a fucking rock, and I'm just laying there getting my ass beat.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
Well, finally, Cecilia comes over and grabs this bitch and throws her off of me. And she started beating the shit out of Kyra. Because, listen, Cecilia is a fighter. She don't care. She loves to fight. So this was her perfect time to, you know, get some hits in. But Kyra didn't give a fuck. She bit her.
God damn.
So while they're going at it, everybody is circled around us. And finally, the school cop and 3 of the security guards get through the crowd and break us up, and I'm still on the floor and I can't fucking breathe.
Help me! Help me!
Like, my vision was super blurry. The only thing that I could kind of make out was Tyler standing over me with blood all over his fucking face, and he's like trying to help me up. Y'all, it was just a fucking mess. So, you know, the ambulance shows up and I get rushed to the hospital because I'm drifting in and out of consciousness, and hello, I just cracked my fucking head off of a fucking rock. Well, after being looked at, they found out that she punched me so hard. This girl punched me so fucking hard. One of my lungs temporarily stopped working. Like, homegirl was really trying to murder me at school. Not only that, but I had like 2 or 3 broken ribs, a black eye, a swollen lip, and a concussion from the rock that I hit my head off of. So at this point, everybody's had enough of this bitch. Every single person. My parents were furious as fuck, as they should be. So then my parents get on the phone with our lawyers and they're like, "Listen, we want to sue this bitch, we want to sue the school, we want to sue everybody, every single fucking person." Because y'all remember how Tyler also had a restraining order against her? Yeah, well, the fact that the school had let her back in and they even were putting them in the same classes, was definitely a violation of that. And the fact that Kyra has been making death threats towards me the past few weeks. That's why my parents wanted to fucking sue everybody. But Kyra's parents, of course, they didn't want to have to deal with any of the legal shit, so they're like, please, can we just like pay for your daughter's hospital bills, treatments, whatever, I don't care. We'll pay for it all. And the only reason why we agreed was because Kyra did get expelled from school, and it went on her permanent record, as it should. Like, this girl was not safe to have in society. She belonged in a fucking mental hospital. I do feel bad for Cecilia because she got suspended because there were over 50 witnesses that saw what happened, and she was mentioned by every single one of them. But that isn't even the craziest part of this story. Nope, not the fact that she cracked my head off of a rock, bit my boyfriend in the face, none of that. Yes, there is more. So obviously now, Tyler and I's parents are extremely worried for our safety, and none of us wanted to move, so, you know, both of our parents, you know, had like discussed, you know, getting alarm systems in the house and cameras and all that good shit. And that's what they did. They put cameras all over the house. They got alarm systems installed. We both got restraining orders, and it was strict as fuck. Like, we weren't allowed to share our locations with any apps on our phone. We weren't allowed to tell people where we lived. Our parents had to have our locations. Like, at this point, shit was getting scary because now this wasn't a joke about, oh, haha, Kyra's crazy. No, now, like, we actually knew this bitch was actually psycho. Cause you know how kids will overreact and they, you know, like, will be like, oh, I'm crazy, da-da-da-da-da, I stalked my man on Instagram. No, 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 no. This girl, she was something else. Like, this was the most traumatic shit I've ever been through in my life. So a few weeks after I get back from the hospital, everybody's still talking about everything, and people are sending me videos from that day. But overall, life seemed like it was getting back to normal. Mentally though, I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling. I was scared for my life. I was having fucking nightmares. It even actually got to the point where I had so much anxiety that I decided to start doing online school for some of my classes, which I'm not gonna lie, had been going pretty well. I would go to school in the morning for my first 2 classes, and then I would drive home and then do the rest of it online. So like I said, everything was good. Until after a couple weeks of me doing the online and, you know, going to school, blah, blah, blah. I'm driving home the one day after my morning classes when I notice that somebody is fucking following me. And just to make sure, I turned down one street. They turned down that street as well, and I'm like, okay, maybe they're just going the same way. Like, you know, maybe I'm just really fucking paranoid. Until 2, 5, and 10 streets later, I realized I'm not tripping. I was literally being followed. So I get to a stoplight and the car is right behind me, but then it switches lanes and makes the turn right there. I didn't see who was in the car, but like, I was still freaking the fuck out. So, you know, now I think I'm in the clear, and I go home. The rest of that day was pretty normal. And then I wake up in the middle of the night to smoke filling my lungs. And when I open my eyes, my bedroom, the lights were off obviously because I was asleep, but like, you could see the thick, dark clouds of smoke filling up the room. So I'm calling to my parents' room. I'm screaming for them. I have my phone in my other hand. I'm calling 911, trying to explain to the lady what's going on. And then thankfully, I hear my dad's voice at the end of the hallway screaming for me. So I'm crawling to him as fast as possible because literally my lungs felt like they were about to fucking collapse from all the smoke. So he helps me out a window. And when I get out, my mom, my 2 sisters, and my dog are standing there. Thankfully, all safe. My dad grabs the hose. He's trying to put the fire out by himself, but thankfully the firefighters show up a few minutes later. They put out the fire. And I'm so happy that they showed up when they did because they were able to save half of our house. And after an investigation is done, it turns out that an accelerant was used near my bedroom to start this fire. If you don't know what an accelerant is, it's pretty much something used to spread a fire very quickly. Like, say you're out in the woods and you're trying to start a fire with only sticks, but you want it to light faster, so you light a piece of paper and you throw it on there. That would be an accelerant. I'm almost positive. If I'm not correct, please correct me. Don't want to be out here giving false information. None of that here. Anyway, so we pull the garage cameras because those were on the side of the house that was all fine and dandy. And we see Kyra's psycho sketchy ass pouring a can of gas all outside my bedroom and then lighting a match and right after she threw that shit, she got in the car and dipped. She was not, So yeah, she tried to burn my house down with she did burn half my house down, but she tried to burn me and my family alive.
I know I be doing some fucked up things. What I do? But you did a fucked up thing.
So obviously the police go to her house and she's not there. She's gone, and so is all of her shit. And then a few minutes later, an operator gets a call saying that their 17-year-old son is missing and they think that his ex-girlfriend kidnapped him. So then they're able to track her phone to the highway, and they call all units, cops and sheriffs from the next town over to get them blocking off the freeway. And then an hour and a half later, they finally pull her over, and y'all, they found a gun, they found 2 knives, a taser, and 2 duffel bags filled with his and hers clothes. And then they found Tyler unconscious in the fucking trunk. It turns out this psycho bitch broke into his house, broke in through his bedroom window, packed all of his stuff while he's sleeping, tased him, and then put him in the trunk of her car. And listen, Tyler's a big guy. Like I said, he plays football. He's not a light guy. But remember I told y'all she had been going to the gym? Well, sis has been preparing for this day. She just fucking carried him and put him in the fucking trunk. She ended up going to jail or juvie, I guess. But thankfully, whenever she turned 18, they took the case to court and tried her again, but this time as an adult, and she got 5 years for kidnapping Tyler. Okay, everybody, that is the end of today's story. Don't worry, I'm just kidding. That wasn't all. That was not all. The bitch also got 5 life sentences for attempted murder in the first degree. If y'all don't know what first degree murder is, it means that she came up with a plan and tried to go through with it. And the reason why she got 5 life sentences was because whenever she set my house on fire, that was attempted murder on me and my whole family. So my 2 sisters, my parents, and myself. Honestly though, life could not be better because that psycho bitch is locked away where she belongs, behind a fucking cage, because she's an animal. And Tyler and I are married with our first kid on the way. Okay, everybody, that is the end of today's story time. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, maybe hit that subscribe button down below. And if you want to know whenever I post my next video, make sure to click that bell. Also, if you guys want to send in an anonymous story time, or you want to know how to send in an anonymous story time, make sure to click the links down below in the description. But other than that, I will see you guys next Saturday with a new story time.